New videos every day.
Life, wisdom, Psychetruth, massage.
All right, this is Athena Jezik, and moving along on what we're doing here today is I'm going to work the legs again. Not again like today, but again like from a long time ago. And again, remember that I haven't worked Corrina for a while, so there's things that are changing in her. Let me get this down here. Things that are changing back to a relaxed situation because there's been a lot of stress going on with her body. Not in major ways, but in ways big enough to be able to realize the change happening in the body. So I'm going to apply some oil and get that started. Now this is massage work, so we're getting into the muscle here. Okay, so. All right, I'm not going to do the feet right now, but I'm going to start at the heel, at the Achilles, and just kind of feel what's going on in the heel, on the bone and around, and just see what's happening. Sometimes it's kind of puffy. There's a lot of fluid that oftentimes settles in this area. And then we'll take the thumbs and come up through the calf, through the center. There's a little separation of the muscles there, so you just kind of go on up. And there's a lot of tension in these legs. And how that tension is felt is it feels like a washboard, a little ripply. It doesn't have a real smooth consistency feeling yet. It will probably when we're done. And again, I'm not pressing in overly hard. I'm allowing the body to open up and invite me in. And that way the muscle isn't going to do any pushback, it's not going to do any contraction, so it's not going to have to trigger any kind of response that we don't want when we're working to relax things out. So just work up in there. And on the inside here, I'm going to just take some kneading and come up through the calf. And get the attachment area around the knee, the back of the knee. Remember that this area of the knee you don't really apply pressure on. There's lymph nodes in there. There's veins close to the surface. So if you're going to just kind of feel across it, you can, but there's no pressure that I'm putting there. What I do on the back of the knee is I always just drain the lymph nodes. I always pump them a little bit, but I don't go in with really any massage work on the back of the knee. And then just to kind of knead it and petrissage and effleurage it and just work it until it feels like it's changing consistency, which it already is. The ripply effect is about 80% gone. So when you do it with the proper pressure and you're applying respect to what the body needs, you'll find that things move quicker as a general rule, particularly in people who are staying connected and doing good things for themselves, rather than seeing it as a luxury, seeing it as a necessity to good health, which is a whole change in mindset on that. It's funny how we've been trained to think anything that's nice for us is some kind of a luxury thing and that we shouldn't be able to afford that, when we really should be doing that, because it is about taking care of ourselves and relaxing, moving away from all of this stimulus that is, a lot of it is just silliness and stupidity. When we can back out and get a little more focused in that direction, we we find a different kind of a peace inside, because suddenly the reality changes and we realize what's real and what isn't. But that's part of being connected to your entire being. So here I'm just checking out the side of the leg. The top part isn't as tight as the calf, and this iliotibial tract has got a little bit of tension in it, but it's not bad. And then getting into that inner thigh, you can pull up a little bit there, but you don't want to go too high into that inguinal triangle, because again, the same, very similar situation as the back of the knee. So you just work up into there and then work up. And then I'm going to go to the other leg and do the same thing. Carrying this stuff around. There's another thing that I want a lot of you to understand is when we're doing this in this kind of a setting, there's cameras to work around and there's other things. So those of you who have written comments about me being out of form, out of the biodynamics, yes, I am in a lot of situations. But if I was biodynamically in position, you wouldn't be able to see what I was doing. So I have lasted a long time, many, many years at doing this, so that speaks pretty loudly as to how well I do take care of myself when I'm in a normal setting. Because those people who have not paid attention to the alignment of their body while they're working don't last usually very long. Or if they do last a long time, they have a lot of body pain and discomfort. So thank you for the comments. Some of you are concerned about that, and yes, it is sometimes a little uncomfortable to work outside of the proper alignment, but for this particular reason, it's worth it to show you how to do these techniques properly and add some ideas to your own repertoire if you're already working in this area. And then we're going to go up to the top part of the leg, which I haven't oiled yet, and do the same thing. It's all about really feeling with your hands what's going on, paying attention. The more practice that you do, the more you'll know what it's supposed to feel like and what it's not supposed to feel like, and you'll be able to understand how the body, the muscles work in order to let go and what not to do to keep them tight. I think the main rule of that is do the deep tissue work slowly and carefully, and just kind of follow the body and let it unwind and respect it. Don't give it too much thought in your own head, because the head likes to figure things out, but it's better to go with the intuitive senses and develop that communication with the body. This is an area right along here where there's some nice big attachments of the hamstrings, and it's nice to get in there. And the iliotibial tract, we're checking that, and that's very good too. So overall, the legs weren't overly tight, not quite like the back and shoulders, although the calf was a little more traumatized, probably from maybe wearing a little bit of heels, or just the action of the low leg is different than the action of the upper leg. And we'll go over that. Okay, and then you can just come down to the feet and lift up the feet a little bit and give a little stretch of the legs. I'm actually pulling more on the top of the foot to give a stretch. And you can just kind of check and bend the knee a little bit over and back. And another little pull, and down we go. Okay, so there we have it. We have legs that are worked, legs that are softer now. Blood flow is better. Lymphatic fluid is not bottled up, and she will feel much better. Thank you so much. This is Athena Jezik, and let us know how you like our videos. Thank you.